Hey there, friends. Coming at you live on the scene here at Mid-South in Stillwater, Oklahoma. We are at the start-finish line. The run is finishing up. These folks started route running this morning. We're presented by FSA all weekend here, and I get a chance to sit down with Jonathan Baker. Jonathan, man, how you doing? Good to see you.
Happy to be here, man. It's been a long journey. It's 2 years later after the last Mid-South, so I'm really happy to be back.
Well, and that last one was quite epic in itself, yeah?
Ooh, that's still the hardest race I've ever done, honestly.
Well, that's a great place to start.
I suffered really badly.
You were third place overall, right?
Yep.
What made it that tough of a race, other than the gnarly conditions, the peanut butter mud, and the incredibly stacked field?
You know, honestly, it was like one of the first it was probably the biggest gravel race I'd done at that point. Like it was long, there was a stacked field, there was a lot of running, it was constant power. Honestly, I wasn't ready for it. I mean, I did well, but like my back seized up with like 2 hours to go, and I just had this pain face. Like I usually don't. I look at some pictures back from that event. I'm like, man, you were in the box. But at the same time, like it gave me this great like optimism. Like if I can get through that, if I can get that result, like what's going to happen? So I changed my training. I did more longer rides. After that, I'm like, let's really focus on gravel after I saw that result.
Before that, were you primarily mountain bike or road bike, or
I was just a Masters road racer.
Okay.
You know, dabbling in gravel, just having fun with it, doing local stuff. And I got picked up by this team. We were Rodeo Labs, Pro Gravel. This year we've changed sponsor. We're Lauf, we're Mazda, Groove Mazda Lauf Racing. So yeah, Lauf has got us bikes this year. They got that spring fork.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I've been loving it. So yeah, that really changed the game for me. Like I had this team that I could ride for, and started sending me to big races and getting.
Was it kind of weird in a way to find? Oh, I'm a really high-end Masters racer, and now here's this whole new evolution of the sport that I can jump into and be good at.
You know, I wish it was around 20 years ago when I was a little faster.
Right.
Because I've always been multidisciplined, cyclocross, mountain bike, road, and like gravel. There's always something hard about it. It's always really, you know, there's climbing, all the stuff that I was good at, but all packed into one. And so it's a great discipline. You know, it's just really fortunate I happen to be good at this discipline. So
it's got that blend of cyclocross with the vibe and the fun and the funkiness, right, and the bike handling, and then also too just the longer endurance element, right? Kind of brings together the best of both of those worlds.
Absolutely. In the mass start, you got the tactics still, but it's not mountain bike where it's just like a time trial.
Yeah.
Like everything about gravel is great. I love it.
So back to the race in 2020, you're in the pain phase. That race, as I understand it, from some of the top 5-10 finishers, was really dynamic, right? There was a good chase going on there for a good hour or so. We recaptured. There was a couple of mechanicals and things like that. Where did you shuffle into third place, and how did you end up in that spot ultimately?
It was honestly pretty attritional, like through the first half. Like there were just some decisive sectors. There was a steep climb. There was mud. Like you always had to be focused and at the front. I got a little bit dropped at one point. I had to chase back, and then I made that front group. It was like 5 of us. So I was just kind of in the good spot. I didn't have any major mechanicals. And once we got through the 50-mile mark, that's when we hit that peanut buttery mud, and we wound up running for a long time. And like you couldn't even push your bike. Like you had to have your bike on your shoulder, because if you pushed it, it got so much mud on it too. So your bike got clogged up with mud, you threw it on your shoulder. I'm like clawing mud off my bike as I'm running. And that's when I passed Stetna, and that's when I went into third place for the podium.
Okay.
So
well, now we're here in some also very unique conditions. We've got about 4 inches of snow overnight. It's starting to warm up a little bit now. How do you personally prepare for the cold? Like, is there anything you do?
I just, bike gear is so good that, like, if you're wearing the right clothes, you're not cold. I've got Sportful kit, and I've got booties, I got a jacket, I got thermal tights, I got a buff, I got a hat, I got gloves. Like, I'm not cold out there. It's fine.
True hard man of the sport. I love it.
Yeah.
We talked before we started rolling. You've already got a number of race days in your legs. We saw you at Rock Cobbler. That was, as it did go viral for all the crazy reasons it did, an extremely challenging race. Tell us about the cobbler. What's going on in Bakersfield?
Well, I'm lucky I didn't see that bull out there. You know, we must have spooked him, and then he came and got the guys behind us. But yeah, there were just crazy elements. Like you're riding along a normal road, it's like, oh, turn right, drop in this like 40-degree ravine. You know, I saw Pete ran it. I sent that one. But so it was a fun race. It was very hard. There was a really stacked field. You know, it split as soon as we hit the first climb. And,
yeah, Blevins just tore it up, didn't he?
You know, I hung on as long as I could. It was my first race of the year. I had to let go and start to just ride my own race. I won a probably best of the rest behind the four superstars. But you know, good fitness. Had a reasonable off season and have a few race days in, so I'm feeling in good shape for this race.
Nice. What's the rest of the season look like for you? Where are you going to be?
You know, this is honestly one of my only big travel days as far as domestic stuff. I'm not doing Unbound. I'm not doing some of the other stuff. I'm just looking for things that suit me, things I enjoy. So I'm doing a European trip. I'm going to Italy for 2 months.
Oh, nice.
Doing a couple gravel races in the Dolomites. Heading to Iceland after that for the Rift. It's sponsored by our bike sponsor, Lauf. So going to be pretty excited to do that. Might even try this gravel world championships in Tuscany. So that's on my schedule.
Yeah, they recently moved that. Was rumored for a while to be here in the U.S. The actual championship day. They moved it to Italy.
So, I mean, there's so many good gravel races on the West Coast. I'm mostly doing stuff I can drive to, stuff in Oregon, Grasshopper Series in California.
Yep.
So that's where I'll be hanging out.
All right. I know Bobby's going to have some surprises out there for us tomorrow. Is there anything particular you're looking forward to, or?
You know, I'm going to go preview that one sector that everybody's been thinking about. It's like just this double track with mud, maybe rideable, maybe not. You know, you're going to have to really be paying attention in that section. I'm hoping it blows the race apart.
Yep.
I'm hoping for something weird out there, something where my bike handling is going to come into play. Because if it's just a watts contest, I'm not gonna beat Brennan Wirtz. You know, that guy's putting out 500 watts at threshold, I'm sure.
We've heard stories about that. This Filippo Ganna-like numbers.
So good. No, I think that he's my money bet for Unbound. I don't see anybody beating him.
Well, and you've seen the sport evolve, and as a Masters guy, we're seeing this whole new wave of really younger, really talented riders come in the sport. Yeah.
Well, so last weekend I did the Shasta Gravel Hugger. Myself, Pete Stetina, Adam Roberge, Brennan Wirtz.
Yep.
Stefano Barbary, you know, a bunch of good guys out there. Roberge and Wirtz go off the front at like mile 5.
Boom, yeah.
This is a 5-hour race. This isn't this isn't a short race.
What did you say to yourself at that time?
Honestly,
what the hell is wrong with you?
Pete looked at me, he's like, let's let them dangle. I think the idea was let's have them tire themselves out. They're going to get tired. We were in a group of 10. We were rotating, working hard, and they were sitting at like 30 seconds. And like, it makes sense that you'll let them sit for a while and then you'll slowly reel them back. But they just kept going farther and farther away, and we never saw him again. Wirtz wound up winning by like 3 minutes over Roberge. He attacked him in the finale. And Roberge is no slouch. So,
not at all.
You know, in a rolling course like that, I don't see anybody beating Wirtz. He's putting out some phenomenal numbers. So,
I think with a race like tomorrow, though, it's almost wide open. Yeah, we got these strong horses, but so much can go wrong. Ill-timed mechanical, miss a feed, or don't take enough hydration, nutrition in. Things can go really sideways quick.
And last time I think the reason I was up there wasn't so much that I was putting out the best numbers. It was that I was putting my bike in the right place to be able to ride and be efficient.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping for some of the same thing. If there's snow on course, you follow the rut. It's like a cyclocross move.
Trust the rut.
You follow this tiny rut that somebody's already ridden through.
Yeah.
And you're putting out less watts. So just trying to be efficient. That's my game. I turned 48 in a week.
Okay.
So I mean, my only thing there is experience. I'm not getting any faster.
Go give those younger guys hell, man. We love it. Yeah. It's been fun watching it, and we look forward to seeing your great effort tomorrow, okay?
All right, thanks, man.
You bet.
Yeah.
Jonathan Baker joining us here on the Pre-Ride Show presented by FSA. Lots more to come. More interviews live on the spot. Keep tuning back in. Thanks.